Hey, it's Bill Simmons. The Ringer Podcast Network has baseball fans covered with the Ringer MLB Show playing exclusively on the TuneIn app for the month of April. Plus, we're giving listeners a free 30-day trial of TuneIn Premium where you can hear every live home call from every MLB game. Go to TuneIn.com/Ringer and subscribe to TuneIn Premium today. Download the TuneIn app and start listening today. TuneIn, your everything audio app. Today's episode of the BS Podcast is brought to you by SeatGeek. That is our presenting sponsor since 1980. Find the best tickets for sporting events, music, wrestling, opera, you name it. What better way to grab bargain tickets for NHL and NBA teams that are already out of the running? I have SeatGeek on my phone. It's by far the easiest way to shop for the best tickets thanks to their revolutionary grading system. Buy and sell tickets with just 2 taps on your phone. Everything fully guaranteed. Try it out. Download the SeatGeek app today or go right to SeatGeek.com. We're also brought to you by the Ringer Podcast Network, which had an awesome week. Not only did we have a bunch of Ringer NFL show episodes, including GM Street, our new podcast with Mike Lombardi, but on the Masked Man show, we are celebrating WrestleMania, which is this weekend, with a slew of WrestleMania-based podcasts hosted by David Shoemaker. And guess what? I'm on that podcast. The last one, I think on Friday, which is the same day you're listening to this, you get to hear me talk about the history of WrestleMania and all that stuff. Check that out. The Masked Man Show and the Ringer NFL Show. And also on Ringer University, Teed Up, breaking down the Final Four, which our guest for today never played in the Final Four, but he did play in the NBA Finals. And it's looking like he might play in another one again. Kevin Durant coming up in 1 second. But first, Pearl Jam. Undisclosed location in the Bay Area on a Thursday night that may or may not be Kevin Durant's basement. The last time we did this, Kevin Durant was 100% healthy and was on his way to play Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And now you've played them once. You went the other time. You hurt your leg.
Yeah.
Your leg's getting better. It was scary. It looked like you were going to be out for the year.
Yep.
Go through what happened when that happened. Zaza falls into you. What are you thinking?
Oh, well, I heard a crack. And it was something that I never felt before. I never heard before, so I was a little nervous. I didn't know what was going on.
So crack like?
Like a crunch.
Oh, like a, ooh. Okay.
Yeah, and so I tried to run it off like I do everything. And I knew I was out of it when I lost all focus on anything. I was just worried about my leg. I ran down, I left my man open for a 3. My mind wasn't nowhere near a basketball game.
Right.
So I knew I had to come out the game then. And 2 minutes into the game, I'm at home. I had 70 people at the game. How much money I spent on tickets?
A lot of money.
Yeah, like
was that in Washington?
Yeah, like $10,000, close to $10,000 on tickets.
Oh man.
More than that. More than that. Yeah. So I spent a lot of money on tickets, and I'm, going back home for the first time in months, and to get hurt 2 minutes in and not even see my family because I went straight to the hospital afterwards.
So the buzz immediately was, he's really hurt. This could be it. He's out for the year.
Yeah.
And that starts going on social media. What did you think was going on?
Well, the first diagnosis we got was that I broke my leg, fractured my tibia. And that's 4 or 5 month recovery.
So when you hear that, are you like, how many months is that?
5 months.
But did you ask that? Because if I fractured my tibia, I wouldn't know what that meant for a
Well,
comeback.
he told me, that was what he told me, 4 to 5 months, and I just burst out crying. And I'm like, man, not again. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, first of all, this is my first year with the team. We were playing very well at the time.
Yeah.
I was playing well individually. It was definitely a good time for our team, you know what I mean? And we were on a East Coast road trip back home, playing in front of my family. And then on top of that, I knew this what everybody wanted to see. First of all, I want people.
Well, not everybody,
but a lot of
the haters. The haters.
Yeah.
Let me defend all the fans out there for a second.
Yeah.
I think if people are rooting against somebody, they don't actually want to see an injury. I think it's like they have fun rooting against the
Yeah,
Warriors.
I
or
wouldn't say
you.
it's I wouldn't say they like a season ending injury or
Maybe the
career
Oklahoma
ending.
City, some fans might have been
Yeah, I'm
secretly
sure.
excited.
But all that stuff ran through my head because it was like, man, I'm just, I'm in a dark place right now. You know, taking basketball away from me, something that I love, and then I might not be able to play for the rest of the year. And then when we got in the car, I was finally wrapping my mind around. All right, I might have. I don't know if we was thinking about. I don't know if that requires surgery or anything, but I wrapped my mind around this long recovery, and what it's going to take for me to get back. And then we got a call. Like, we checked the scans again. Well, we had got a CT scan to see what condition the bone was in. That gives you a more in-depth picture of the bone, and they told me it was just a bruise there, and I sprained my MCL, and that reaction in the car was like second to none. Like if that emotional roller coaster that hour, it was something out of a movie. And then we were all in the car. It was me, Rich, Johnny West, and Tom, our security guy, and we all just fist pumped and hugged, and we were so excited because it was not as bad as we thought.
You literally dodged a bullet.
You literally, yeah. Yeah, I mean...
That sucks that you thought you were done for... I don't know if I knew that part, that you thought it was over for like...
For an hour. No, not an hour, probably 30 minutes. I just knew that, all right, now I'm not going to be able to play until July or August maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Now Andre Iguodala took your job. I mean, I don't even know.
Man.
They might not even play you when you come back.
I know.
You play like 10 minutes a game maybe?
I know, man. That sucks. But as long as I'm
Come in,
healthy.
shoots, maybe stretch the floor in the corners.
Yeah, I wouldn't,
Just corner
whatever
threes.
they need at this point, as long as I'm out there.
Have you learned anything from watching on the bench?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because it's not like you were sitting there watching your team because you were out there 38 minutes a game.
Not 38.
36?
Nah, more like 33, 32.
So what'd you learn?
Just seeing, different sets and from different angles. The game, the way we play is so fast. Sometimes you don't realize what's going on, and I see different spots where I can hit on the floor to free myself up and my teammates up. And
They're playing well lately.
Playing very well.
It's funny, everybody tried to write them off
I mean, yeah, that's just
a couple times this season, and then after you got injured, they're going to lose the 1 seed.
shit.
Then all of a sudden, Curry and Clay. Curry and Clay are averaging like 23s a game this month combined.
Yeah,
Just firing them up.
we got to. We got to. That's why we play. There's no optimism when it comes to fans or anybody outside of the players and the organization. We were good. That's just like you see with Cleveland now. I'm sure they know they're going through a tough stretch. But
I think it's worse than a tough stretch.
I mean, tough stretch. It's a tough
I'm
stretch.
a media member. I'm supposed
Yeah,
to
you don't
blow
have
things
any
out of
optimism.
proportion.
So, yeah, of course.
You're a
just
player,
like a
you're
fan.
gonna be-
You're a fan. You're a fan.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
And you're a media.
I'm more of a fan than a media
a member of the
I think.
media.
Yeah.
So, looking from the inside, they're like, obviously we're not playing well. We want to get back on the winning side. But we know what it takes. That's exactly how we felt.
It's interesting because anytime something like this happens with an older team that's been there a couple of times, they're always like, they'll flip the switch when the playoffs come.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like LeBron was on the Heat 3 years ago. I was doing TV that year, and we kept saying that, they'll flip the switch, they'll flip the switch. And then all of a sudden in the San Antonio series, they went to flip it and it wasn't there. And I think it's a bad sign when you're just getting your ass kicked defensively twice a week.
Yeah. I mean,
that has to mean something.
Yeah, I mean, you want to definitely build good habits, but you can't. I mean, a team that talented, that good, and that seasoned, you can definitely flip a switch. How long you be able to sustain that? Who knows? Just like you said, once it was time to flip it on again, that Miami Heat team lost to a team that kept their switch on all year. You know what I'm saying? So
2011 Lakers were another one. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember
3
that.
straight finals, then they go Dallas. It's like, they're down against Dallas. No, they'll flip the switch.
But-
Dallas just knocks them out.
Yeah, but when they've been to what? They've been since LeBron been there. 2 finals in a row.
2 finals in a row. LeBron's been in 6 in a row.
6 in a row. That's a lot mentally. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
crazy.
As far as like being up for a game in January or December, it's just like we know what we want to get to. We know what it takes to get there, and we've been there before. They won a title, so it's like, man, those games matter. But like we're kind of seeing down the line. You know, we're kind of thinking farther than what we should be thinking, I guess. And when you're on a really good team, the playoffs, you can kind of look towards that a little bit earlier than you should. And that's
Did you sense that from Steph and Clay at all in November, December this year?
Nah,
because Draymond's not. Draymond's just going to go all out every game.
I think I think we all go all out every game. That's not even a question. I think every player does that, but it's easy to look towards the future a little bit. But I think for Steph and Clay, I think our team was so new. We were so focused on coming together as a group, because I'm sure if it was the same team they had last year, they might have had the same mindset as far as, all right, we know how good we are and we know where we've been these last few years. But I think we're such a new team with me, D. West, Zaza, Pat, JaVale, just so many new players, we just all had to get integrated into the system. And I think having guys like Steph and Clay and Draymond, who've been there since Steve's been there, they spent a lot of time focusing on helping us, helping us figure that system out and figure out what, different, nuances and how we want to play as a team. So I think that's what their focus was, more so than looking down the line.
Yeah, I did a podcast with Nash on Wednesday, and he was talking about when you have a new team, and he was describing, like, is it you? Are you? And you start doing that a little bit, and that's what can hurt a team in the playoff series. But you're really, out of the essential guys that are going to be out there in the last 5 minutes of a game, you're really going to be the only new guy. I think you need to motivate LeBron, though. Because everyone wants a trilogy. I think you need to say something like, well, if LeBron was any kind of a man, he would show up for this finals, or just something, just some sort of, we need some sort of headline. Durant calls out LeBron, says, no, all right.
Ain't got nothing to do with me. I know that's what everybody want to see, is a good old fashioned showdown between them.
Well, they want to see a lot of showdowns with you.
Yeah, they want me to fight with everybody.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about first, All-Star Weekend or the first OKC trip? Because you haven't really talked about either.
It's on you.
Let's start with the first OKC trip.
What about it?
I enjoyed 80% of what they did. Because I'm of the belief of they're fans.
Yeah.
You're cheering your team. You're rooting against the other team.
Why only 80%?
Because I didn't like yelling at the family and stuff like that. I thought that crossed the line. I think they're gonna chant cupcake. They're gonna give you shit because you left. I get it.
Yeah.
It seemed there was a personal edge that I didn't like.
I don't know. I can hear it.
I said that as an innocent bystander, just watching on my couch.
I don't know if my mom, they say anything to my mom, but I don't know about that. I mean, I didn't even ask her about that type of stuff. But I think she was just more, she's a mom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't see it from a fan's perspective. Like, she doesn't see that I left, a city, a small market at that, who's, this is their only professional team, and they're so hurt about who I went to and all that stuff. And so she doesn't see it as that. She see it as though, like, as a mom should. Like, I've been there for so long. I did so much in that community and for the team and for the organization. And just like a mom should, a caring, loving person should, she thinks that, I should be commended for it. Me, on the other hand, I'm like, me and Rich was telling her, like, you got it. I don't think she realized what was coming. Like, weeks before the game, and we were like, my mom was like, can you, I want to walk down on the floor. I'm like, you got to relax. Like, this is not,
right.
I don't play here no more. Like, they don't care about, fans don't really care about, once you leave them, especially, in that city, like who you were when you were there or anything. So me and Rich had to tell her, like, this might not be what you really think what you think it's going to be. There's no videos, there's no cheering, there's none of that. And we understood that. And I knew that coming in. That's why I was a little bit more relaxed than I thought, And but as far as yelling at my mom, I didn't hear none of that. I didn't see any of that. And she was just upset about, she looked back on the 8 years that I was in Oklahoma City and what I did. and she really thought it was a homecoming.
Right.
And I'm like, nah, it's not like that. We understood that. I did, at least.
After that game, did you feel like, man, I spent 8 years here and now I'm getting booed? Like, part of this just hurts my feelings.
Man, I know all about sports. I know all about being a fan. You know what I'm saying? If I was a fan of that team and I was in their shoes, I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I understand that. But what makes it even sweeter is that, like, I think at some point in your career, if you're, like, considered one of the best, you should be loved and you should want to feel loved and hated. And I felt that, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to see what both sides felt like.
That's interesting. So you want to see how you reacted to it.
Yeah.
So how'd you react?
I thought I did a great job, you know?
I thought you played well in that game.
I mean, I played well. We won.
Your teammates rallied around you,
My
too.
teammates rallied around me. It was a fun game. When I walked out of the tunnel to pregame shoot, you know, I felt it then. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I was walking out of the tunnel. I seen a little kid with a cupcake costume on. I was like, this is something I always, as I got older in the league, when people were loving me and I couldn't do no wrong. I could say whatever I want in the media and people would. I felt like the kid that every grandma was pinching their cheeks. Like, all the moms loved me. You know what I'm saying? All the kids looked up to me because I was this upstanding citizen. You know, everybody, you know, loved what I brought to the table. And then on top of that, I could play a little basketball.
Yeah.
But now it's like you're a traitor, you're disloyal, you're
front runner,
you're gutless, you have no spine. And I'm like, I love this. I love it. I embrace it because, like, every character that I enjoyed growing up have seen both sides. You know what I'm saying? I listen to Jay-Z all the time, and he said they love you, then they hate you, and they love you again. And that always, since I made this decision, that quote is always in my head. You know what I'm saying? Because this is all a story. It's not real. So obviously in this movie, you're going to be loved, you're going to be hated, and then you're going to be loved again, and then they might hate you again. They might, like, it's all comes full circle. So
the only real part was that you had relationships with guys in the other team, but then it just becomes a basketball game. But like you and Canner started barking at each other at one point.
Yeah, during the game, not that game. Well, when we played here, when we played them the first time.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I got it mixed up.
Yeah, but I don't really know him that well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can see if that was Kendrick Perkins. When I can see if.
Who'd you get into it with the second game? Was it
Andre?
Oh, Andre.
But that's like my brother. Andre is like Andre is my guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's really my brother. Like somebody like that. It's strictly basketball. Yeah. That's all it was. It wasn't anything outside of that. But if Ennis was Perk or Eric Maynard or Daquan Cook or any of those guys that we went to the finals with, we went to war with every single year from 2009, 2010 up to 2013. Yeah. Then I would feel away. But he's not one of them. I played with him for a year. You know what I'm saying? And I was good to Ennis. Yeah. Like I was really good to him as far as like trying to embrace him from early on, trying to help him as a basketball player, just trying to make his life comfortable being in a winning situation, which he's never been in. I thought I was really good to him. Obviously, we were going to get into it as teammates. That's what everybody do. But I thought I was really good to him. So it was kind of weird when he would, you know.
Well, he's Team Westbrook now.
Oh, yeah.
He's sticking up for his dude, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's who he passes the ball to. That's who passes him the ball all the time. So, hell yeah, I'll be Team Westbrook, too, if I get all my points from his assists. So, yeah, but...
Did you even have a moment with Westbrook in that first game? Did you even acknowledge each other?
No.
So that part's strange to me, just as an innocent bystander.
I can't lie, it is, because, I mean, we spent some time together, and I understand, like, who I left to go to and what happened and all this stuff. And then on top of that, I don't really think he got a problem. I don't really think it's... But if you ask a man every single day about me, I would be pissed too.
Right. I would say it's been like,
good who's your competitor?
Season. Me right now? I don't know.
If anybody...
What's that? I'm not an athlete.
But I'm just saying, like, you got a competitor in your field. Like, if somebody asks you about them every single day...
Well, people ask me about ESPN a lot. It pisses me off.
Exactly. So if you, and then ESPN, you probably don't even have a real thing with them. It's just like, well, how many times are you gonna ask me about this person? I'm worried about me. You ask him about me every day, I would get pissed off too. So I think that's what added to this feud or this beef that we have, which is all manufactured. You know what I'm saying?
It's a very good answer. I almost believe it, but
It's real.
at the All-Star game, when you guys had to play, the way the teammates reacted, I thought was pretty funny because it felt like the whole thing made them feel awkward and they were happy that something happened, right?
It was awkward, you know what I'm saying? Everybody see it, everybody talked about it the whole time. That was a topic of discussion, you know what I'm saying? It was who's getting traded and are they talking to each other? It was corny. It's tabloid TMZ talk. It's not even basketball. It's not even what's important in this game, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah, there was like an Instagram video at one point of you were entering the arena one of the days and he was ahead of you, but you weren't talking. I'm like,
and that was awkward for me. It was awkward for me because I'm like, first of all, I got pride. We both got pride. So if I walk up to somebody and they just ignore me, I'm like, I would get really upset. You know, I get really mad. You know what I'm saying? I don't really get mad at a lot, but that pisses me off. So I didn't want to like make it an awkward situation for him. I didn't want to make it an awkward situation for me. So
that's why.
It was
so
weird.
He probably feels the same way.
Yeah,
it sounds like
exactly.
you just need Kendrick Perkins to get you guys in a room together.
Exactly. I mean, it's not even because I never even told nobody this. Like I wanted to ask Russell like, how's your family doing, man? How you feel? Like stuff that normal people talk about, but there's just like so many cameras watching and it's, what they talk about? They didn't look at each other. They didn't even say hi. Like it was just making me so mad.
You're like in a fishbowl.
Yeah, it's like, man, just everybody wants to know. Everybody, every news outlet wanted to know, and it was like you want to know about two grown men's conversation with their relationship.
Let's take a quick break to talk about SoFi. If you've taken out student loans to invest in yourself and your career, SoFi wants to help you out. Attending college and following your passions, it's an investment, but with student debt, it can be quite the burden. SoFi is in the business of helping you pay off student debt faster. It's the leader in student loan refinancing. SoFi refinances federal and private student loans to save its members an average of $22,359 total. Average monthly savings of $288. Here's how it works. Depending on your eligibility, SoFi pays off all of your existing student loans and gives you one new loan with a lower interest rate, no origination fees, no catch. Fast and easy application process can be done online. SoFi support team just a phone call away. Get a $100 bonus as a welcome right now when you refinance at SoFi.com/BS. SoFi wants to help you focus less on debt and more on the future. Again, SoFi.com/BS. Terms and conditions apply. See SoFi.com/legal. Loans originated by SoFi Lending Corp. California Finance Lender Law License number 6054612, NMLS ID number 1121636. Back to Kevin Durant. This has been an unbelievable NBA season.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have more really great players in the league at the same time, all playing really well than we've had since I was like in college.
Yeah.
You know, and it just seems like there's so much interest in the NBA. I can't ever remember the NBA being more popular, more discussed day after day after day. I think social media plays a little part of it.
It does.
24/7 talk radio, you know, sports show cycle, that definitely helps. The fact that we can watch these games, like I was watching Westbrook last night bring OKC back against Orlando. Like 20 years ago, I wouldn't be able to see that game.
Yeah.
You know, we can watch every game.
Yeah.
And I think that drives some of that interest too. It's like, I've seen most of your Warriors games. I've seen a lot of his OKC comebacks, and people feel like, it almost seems like they feel like you're in their lives. You know?
Yeah.
Like you become like these de facto family members. So that's probably why they care.
That's why, yeah. I mean, I feel as though these NBA players, they mean so much to these fans, and because it's such easy access. How many I can date when I was watching the NBA, I've never seen this many different brands. Every player has their own brand now.
Right.
Whether it's honestly never seen this many logos in players in the league, like so many superstars, as you call it, or stars. There's a bunch of them. So in each city. So if you look at Milwaukee, who's the guy there?
Giannis.
So everybody in Milwaukee feels like he's their guy. You know what I'm saying?
Isaiah Thomas in Boston.
Isaiah Thomas. Chicago has Jimmy Butler. Kawhi Leonard in San Antonio.
Yeah.
It's like every team has a guy where it's like, this is our guy. This is who we believe in. This is our savior, basically. So that's
the
what
Brooklyn
gets
fans right now are going, wait, who's that? What?
They're finding their guy.
Eventually they'll have their
They'll
guy.
eventually have a guy, just like
everyone
everybody
eventually
else.
has a guy. Yeah.
So that's why they get so emotionally tied to him. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like you've spent ever since you just changed teams, you've spent a lot of time thinking about the relationship between players and fans.
Yeah, I do.
Did you think about that before this whole thing happened?
No, not really. I wouldn't say I spent a lot of time thinking about it. I was just curious to the fact, and I look at patterns, and I sit back and observe, the change and why fans are so attached to players. You know what I'm saying? And I seen it in my situation where they may love you, in a matter of seconds they turn on you. You know, and I really thought that they genuinely love me.
Yeah. Well, I think they did. I think
they
that was
might
the
have.
problem.
They might have. But it's just like it's a different type of love. It's weird to say because somebody that really, really loves me didn't care.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like I love you, but only if you play for my team or if you doing what I want you to do, which is. It's a harsh reality sometimes because it's like, man, I really feel this love, but I'm wondering if I switch up or if I do something that they might not like, what would the reaction be? So
that was the biggest criticism I heard from our first podcast was that people thought it didn't seem like you totally understood why the fans would take it personally.
I didn't, because when you play in a small market like that, like you don't see anything else. And when you play especially with a city that has one professional team, you get naive to what a fan really is because we sold out every game no matter who it was against.
Yeah.
They wasn't coming just to cheer for LeBron or Steph or James Harden. You know, they booed them so they can and cheer louder for us. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of in a professional fantasy world where it's like I never received any type of hate. It wasn't no tabloids. I mean, not tabloid. It wasn't even no articles about this guy should be. I look at the New York Knicks and Chicago Bulls and these big markets and their home papers are just dissecting the team. Like we didn't get that. So
you've certainly gotten it this year on the Warriors.
Yeah.
I mean, you got every day. There's like a new storyline.
But I'm talking about.
No, I know what you're talking about, but I'm saying like you've had the opposite experience.
I had the opposite experience, so I'm really thinking like I was really living in like a
little bubble.
Yeah, a real bubble, and so it made me. I was naive. That's I didn't realize it would be like that. I didn't realize we had really fans that really cared about that. I just thought you play for the Thunder. We appreciate that. We never had a team before. That's how I looked at it. And then when I left, I was kind of shocked because I was like, then I would go back and then I'm like, I remember this guy in the stands. Like I used to say what's up to you every day, every game. And now I turn around, you got a cupcake shirt on. I'm like, that kind of hit me like, yeah, I understand what this is about now. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't take it personal. I knew it was coming. I knew it was about. So now I know, especially coming here, especially experiencing like this whole year and what goes on when you're looked at as that guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You kind of knew Westbrook was once he got his own team, you kind of knew he was gonna do this, right?
Yeah.
Would you have guessed a triple-double?
No, I wouldn't have guessed a triple-double. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You didn't know Enes Kanter and Steven Adams were gonna box out the other guys so he could get the rebound. So
I kind of been playing with Russ. I know exactly how he gets these triple-doubles, and it's pretty amazing because it's like for him, when he grabs a rebound, that just unlocks a fast break, and I understand why he does that. So as a point guard, you don't have to box anybody out because usually the point guard is the first one back on defense.
Right.
So I watched him. He takes that and uses that to his advantage to go in there and help rebound because sometimes you're battling with those bigs and you got wing players that are long and athletic. So when we played last year, I think we might have led the league in rebounding because we had 5 guys on the glass. So he was always taught that even when Scotty was there. everybody come get on the glass. That's how we're gonna win. We're gonna out rebound teams, and that just carried over. And that's
kinda
one.
what
I
they
averaged
have
8
now.
rebounds. I averaged 8 rebounds last year. So take 8 of those away, of course. And he averaged 7. Of course, I seen it coming.
How many points you averaged last year?
28.
Yeah, so he gets some of those.
Yeah, you got the ball in your hands more and you shooting more, of course. And he's like, he catching a rhythm. You know what I'm saying? He got a rhythm. And once you play with rhythm and you get the opportunity and you just having fun out there, it produces that. And triple doubles, I mean, that's so far fetched now in our game. I didn't really.
Never even occurred to you somebody could do that.
Yeah. And it's like, that's kind of crazy.
What's crazier to you, that he's doing that or that Harden's going to be at like 11 and a half assists a game?
Both of them are crazy because he's
they're
leading the
two of
league.
the craziest stat seasons ever.
Is he leading the league?
He's
in
like
assists?
31 and 11. What is he, 30 and 11 every night? And Russell's 31, 10 and 10.
10 and 10. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But they got teams where they got to orchestrate everything. You know what I'm saying? They setting the table for everybody.
That's why NBA players need to rest more. We got to talk about that, even though you already talked about the resting a little bit.
Yeah, but I didn't give him much.
I liked your thesis about they only concentrate on the 5 guys who rest because the fans get mad because they paid for it. See, LeBron's not there, but really, like, everybody in the league rests. We just only notice the 5.
Well, anything LeBron does, you guys talk about like it's breaking news. So he can't do anything.
Yeah.
He has to play every game. He has to average close to a triple-double. He has to be a perfect person because y'all gonna say everything about him.
Wait, you all? How did I get lumped into this?
Well, you're a part of the media.
You said I was a fan 10 minutes ago.
And you're a fan. You're a Boston fan.
I'm a LeBron defender because I think the fact that he's been able to stay on the court like he has for 14 years and all the minutes he's played, I'd never seen anything like it. And then what Westbrook's doing this year with what he's doing in 34 minutes a game, every game, how hard he plays, I'm always amazed by that because it's a hard game to play.
I think those 4 years LeBron spent in Miami were different than those years he's playing now. Those minutes he's playing now.
Because the Miami minutes were a little easier.
They were a little easier because they had such a great team, and I think Coach Spoelstra was definitely underrated. He's one of the best coaches in the league. He's been one of the best coaches for the last since 6 years.
Yeah.
And I think he put a system in play. Like LeBron played off the ball a lot in Miami, a lot. And he had the ball a lot too, but he played off the ball. He was catching backdoor lobs. He was running in the post. They ran a lot of fast break. He was catching, shooting threes sometimes. Like Spoelstra put him in some great positions, and I think that helped him as far as keeping his body intact. And he does a great job with that anyway.
So what do you think the ideal number for the schedule is?
82.
So you're still an 82 supporter. You wouldn't go to 76.
Some things you gotta keep traditional, I think. If you put it to 66, like
what about 76?
Nah, I like 82 because the game is changing anyway. The league is changing, it's getting younger. At least keep something. You know what I'm saying? Teams are moving, teams are changing brand, like teams are changing jerseys every year. Like at least keep something, I think. So 82 is cool, but and back-to-backs are cool, but cut them down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Cut the travel down. Like teams on the West Coast, they got to travel a little farther, and the East Coast got to travel a little farther. So we go from and our West Coast games, and we go from here to San Antonio and Houston on the back-to-back. Like that's a long flight.
What would you fix if you could change anything about the season or the league or anything? What's the thing that drives you crazy?
Really?
Other than All-Star Weekend, or that whole the All-Star Weekend. That's
I
not
can
a break.
almost deal with that. I like All-Star Weekend sometimes. Well, some of it. If
I thought you said
No, the
it's
game
not.
you didn't like this year.
No, you don't like. You can't like the All-Star game.
No, the game was just the game. But we'll talk about that. But what I would change is no, man. We live a great life, to be honest. And when I look at it that way, I think the games, we could change the schedule just a little bit as far as how far we got to travel. Like sometimes we could hit 2 or 3 cities in a road trip and get it out the way instead of going 2 or 3 times. Like going across the country 4 times. Like sometimes it's like, come on now, when we could hit both New York teams, or we could hit, we can go through the whole East Coast in one trip. I think that may help.
It seems like the arena availability is what kills it.
Yeah, that might kill it, but I don't know. I mean, that's not my job, obviously, and I don't even know how it even works. But
I think they would prefer that, but there's just times where it's like, the circus
we did that
is
last year. We did that last year. We did that last year in OKC. But we're in the middle of the country. Though every flight was 2.5. That longest was 3.5. But now it's like 5-hour flights, 6-hour flights, which is cool. But if we can hit all, if we don't have to go to the East Coast 3 times in a year, like, you know what I'm saying?
How would you fix the All-Star game? Because it was awful.
Yeah, it was.
I actually used to really like the All-Star game, and it used to matter to me, and I used to love to see who the 5 guys on each team would be in the last 5 minutes, and everybody would kind of turn it on, and it was like a nice snapshot of who mattered in that season. And now that's just gone. Everybody's just throwing alley-oops.
Yeah, because we think so much about, like, I mean, I would love to see a real pickup game, you know what I'm saying? A real hoop game where we just play.
But that's what doesn't make sense to me. It's like if you guys, a bunch of them get together, I don't know if you're in the group that gets together in LA, everybody's playing pickup, like those games that Chris Paul runs. Yeah.
We hoop.
Everyone's trying in those games. So why weren't you trying the All-Star game?
I mean, look, man, it's
Rich
Sunday.
Is nodding.
It's Sunday. Okay. It's Sunday. The game's Sunday. We done did everything from Thursday, had a game, flying in New Orleans, hit the ground running. And by time Sunday, and you want to enjoy your break. By the time Sunday come, we like, man, let's just get this over with and get back to the second half of the season.
All right. So that's actually a good answer, because that just told me why the game sucks.
That's what I'm saying.
Because if everybody just wants to
that's my
thought.
I don't want that, though.
I will hoop. I mean, all of us will hoop, but it's just like a big elephant in the room. It feels like I think if we all come together before the game, just be like, are we gonna hoop today, or are we just gonna go through the motions? We don't have to put no extra incentives. We don't have to like put extra money. None of that stuff. If we all get in the room and we just all come together and ask, and we all just say we're gonna go out there and hoop hard, playing hard against each other, then we will do it. But
what if they had captains?
I don't think that would work either.
What about older versus younger? 28 and over versus 28 and under?
None of that stuff works. It's just a matter of, are we going to play or not? I think the top guys need to just ask each other. If you've been there for the longest, you're the veterans. Bron is a veteran.
Well, that's kind of your generation now.
What's this, 8 for me?
Yeah.
Damn, I should have spoke up.
Yeah, but I was going to break it to you.
I should have said something now. I mean, because usually it was D-Wade, it was KG, it was Bron, it was Melo. It was like, those are the OGs of the game. And I was like, we're the young guys, and we just following your flow.
Well, now you're not the young guys.
We got so many young dudes playing. They don't even they just happy to be there. So they don't even care. They don't even care that it's like a game. So back when Kobe was there and all of the old guys, like, I remember the last game that was pretty good was 2014 was pretty good. And but because we had the OGs that just don't know no better, but just the hoop, and we all hooped. So I think just me, Bron, who's getting up there in years now, Russ, James, if we just go out there and be like, yo, let's just hoop, I think everybody will follow our lead.
It's interesting, the LeBron, Wade, Carmelo generation is now the older generation.
Yeah, man.
And Dirk's way up there. He's like the old man on the hill.
Yeah, he's
still doing his little fadeaway.
Yes. And,
but then
did Dirk make it this year? He was a.
Well, that's part of the problem.
In the beginning of the year.
But who replaced? Somebody was a replacement.
Carmelo was a replacement.
Replaced somebody.
He wasn't happy about it.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, they should have one pick in each conference. One pick in each conference that's like the old guy pick, or like the 18-year-old.
No, we shouldn't do that.
Why?
Because it's like, like us players, we know who been here the longest. It's no like set leader or set captain. When Kobe was here last year, we like Kobe been here the longest. We respect the amount of stars you got on your slippers, man. They give us slippers.
What?
They give us flip-flops.
That have stars for how many All-Stars you made?
So we respect the stars.
So you have 8 stars on your slippers?
Yep, you got to respect it.
What did Kobe have, like 15?
20.
Jesus.
Well, no, he ain't have 20. He might have. He had at least 18.
Make it his first year.
Yeah.
I thought he made it his first year.
No, he didn't make the first year, but
thought
then
he got
he made, I
voted
think,
in.
every year after that.
Yeah, he might have had 18 stars, 17
You
stars.
only missed your first year?
I missed my first year and I missed my
That's
first
'cause
2 years.
You missed your first year
So
because
this was
PJ
just,
Carlissimo was playing you at the,
At the
2
two
guard.
guard, which was I should have been playing a 4 back then. I missed
You'll be
my
happy
first-
to know I was going nuts about that online in my column.
Really?
Yeah, it was like, well, because I felt like I had watched you the year before in college. I thought you were in the Celtics, and then you weren't. I was still attached. Then I'm like, why the hell they playing him at 2 guard? He's 7 feet tall. This is
That
crazy.
was weird because I went from like not knowing how to really dribble
Right.
into being a 2 guard.
that
I guess
help
it
you at
helped.
all?
Yeah, it might have helped. It might have helped because I was guarding 2 guards. I was guarding point guards, getting torched, man. I remember Baron Davis torched me one game. And that kind of woke me up. But I scored 20. I averaged 20 a game.
You guys are the model of when people talk about is the draft system broken or not, where you're putting young guys in a position. They're putting young guys on bad teams.
See, you
And
got
they're
to be.
learning these mistakes. But for you and Westbrook and Harden, and actually you were in the finals in 4 years.
See, it's a little different with us.
Because you guys were 3 of the future best players in the league.
Yeah, I put it to you this way. My situation, they cleared everything out for me. Like they cleared Ray Allen, they cleared Rashard Lewis.
Yeah.
And we started really young, me and Jeff Green were the backbones. So I went from like leading my college team in points and rebounds. I averaged 25 points a game in college. So I kind of knew what it took to lead a team in scoring and like, so I just tried to use that mindset going in. And then the next year, like I was there to help Russell. You know what I'm saying? I was there to kind of, I may not have been as vocal, but he kind of watched what I did and we kind of bounced, we worked as hard. We worked off of each other and our coaching staff did a good job of like bringing us together and work and having Russell, kind of followed me and Jeff's lead as far as how we're going to work.
He was kind of an unpolished diamond at that point.
Exactly. He wasn't even starting to start the year. And when Scotty took over, he became a starter. So he was waiting.
Yeah.
And then when James came in, it was me, Russell, Jeff, and then we kind of like welcomed James into the group. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we all had like some type of guidance, whether some of these guys, they going into a program and, coach is about to get fired and they don't have a backup plan.
Right.
Or, the GM might get fired. You know what I'm saying? Something crazy like that. And I feel like if you're having young guys, you got to have a plan around them. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a 5-6 year plan on how you're going to groom these guys. And you got to just throw them in the fire. Like you can't have a top 2 pick and bring them off the bench. That don't make sense. You're not going to win.
Well, your first year was crazy too because the team was probably moving. You didn't know 100% it was moving, but you thought it was probably moving. And these fans are like, are we going to lose our team?
Yeah, but I was so young. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
I had no clue. I thought we were going to, I bought a house.
Oh, you bought a house in Seattle?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And so I'm like, because I thought we were going to be there for at least another 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm going to settle in here. Never bought a home before. My family was excited about that. And I'm going to settle in Seattle. And
No. There wasn't a lot of settling.
No, it was crazy how that happened.
How many people were living with you that first year?
Just my mom and my cousin.
What's the biggest thing you wish somebody had told you that you could tell you now 10 years, 8 years later?
Always take control of your life, every area. I would love to talk to a lot of these kids today because, obviously they're coming in at such a young age, and there's very few of us that came in at a young age but has such high expectations. And so take control of your life, man. Do something that you want to do because at the end of the day, you got to live with it. And I mean,
when you say take control of your life, what does that mean?
Every area. If you feel
like watch your money, like
watch
all
your
that
money,
stuff.
watch your money. Know who put people in position that you trust and that you have real relationships with. Make sure you got people around you that's going to let you focus on what's important, which is getting better as a basketball player. But like I said, relationships are key. If your agent is someone that was picked for you, chances are you're gonna end up firing them because you don't have a relationship with them once you get older. So I think that was something that I had to go through and I'm glad I went through it because everything's about trial and error.
Yeah.
So just know who you're gonna be doing life with. That's the most important part. Relationships are the most important part in this thing. And if you got people you trust, because this is a cutthroat business, it's a cold world out here, especially when you're dealing with basketball players, you're dealing with so much money. It's a cold world. So make sure you got people around you that you trust, because this thing will have to last you for the rest of your life.
What would you tell about women?
Women, I mean, that's the thing you got to go through. That's something you got to go through on your own. I can't tell you about a woman, man, because you like who you like. I can't tell you who to like.
But you all of a sudden you're a famous athlete making a few $1,000,000 a year. Like,
I mean, but you can't be naive to the fact that Jerry West is going to get you a lot of women. Meaning Jerry West, that logo on your jersey.
I was
going to say Jerry West is a pimp.
That's what we say. I learned that from Kendrick Perkins.
Kendrick Perkins called him Jerry West?
Yeah. A lot of dudes on our team, young dudes that would come in and they were feeling themselves and thought they just were players. Like Perk was like, look, man, Jerry West is the reason why you're getting all this attention. Meaning that logo.
That's great. I'm going to start saying that to Tate.
Yeah. So
Tate, man, that's Jerry West getting you all the attention lately.
Yeah, it is. So if you naive to the fact that you weren't getting these type of women before you made it to the league or this type of attention, then you're gonna end up getting into something that you're gonna regret. Yeah. So I think that's a gift and a curse sometimes too, because I might have passed up on some women that might have been great for me just because of the fact that I didn't trust them, and it's still hard.
Should we call some of them out right now? Maybe
no.
Name check? No? All right. Well, how does Perk have all this wisdom? He came to the league when he was 18.
But he been through a lot.
Yoda.
He was coming to the league at 18, you go through a lot. Perk been through a lot. We done had some deep convos, man. I miss him a lot.
It sounds like Perk should have a podcast.
You would love. Actually, we need to get Perk on our podcast.
Where's he based out of?
He's in Houston. You got to talk to Perk.
Can we get Perk for the next podcast? Do a 3-man with you and Perk?
Easily. That's what we should do next. Me, you, and Perk. It would be amazing. He'll tell you all the Boston days. He'll give you some nice stories, and he'll talk about the OKC days. You'll love it.
What's he doing now?
I think he's just working out. I think I talked to him the other day, actually. He wants to get back in the league. And
really?
Yeah. We'll see. I hope so. I think anybody can use him. If like somebody like James Jones is in the league because he has so much wisdom, is a great teammate.
That's why he's in the league at this point. He gave them a pep talk this week.
Yeah, man. Those dudes are valuable,
Three
man.
times a year, James Jones gives a sports movie speech.
These dudes are valuable, man. Those dudes are valuable. Nazir Muhammad last year, like he was on his 18th year. I mean, he probably wouldn't have helped us that much on the basketball court in the playoffs, but his presence was huge. So I think everybody needs that.
Perk's also good if anything happens in a game or there's some bad blood in a series.
And Perk can still play some good post defense, but it's not many post up players.
Do you feel vindicated that Scotty Brooks is doing so well in Washington? Because you were mad at everybody that was saying that he wasn't doing a good job for OKC. And I think I might have been one of those people.
I wasn't. I mean, honestly, you got to critique how you're going to critique. But I was mad at the fact that a lot of people tried to come to me like I was going to bash my coach.
The writers? Yeah,
a lot of people. When I came out and said that at All-Star Weekend, I was just irritated because, like, why would you ask me about my coach getting fired? Like I'm going to agree with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody I've been through the trenches with, like finals, conference finals, like. We share some special moments. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to bash my coach. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I got upset. You can say whatever you want. You got to critique him. That's your job. But don't come to me with that because I'm not going to agree with you.
Who'd you get upset at? I can't remember.
Some writer, some guy. And I think everybody just happened to pick it up. I don't even think this guy is. I don't even think he has a blog or anything. I think he's just there,
just wondering.
And somebody else picked it up.
He's definitely really good at dealing with young players. Because if you look at the young guys on DC, I really like Oubre. I think he's my favorite bench guy in the league right now.
Really?
Yeah. I went last night to the Clippers Wiz, and he was playing so hard. He's crashing the boards on offensive boards on every play. Mm-hmm. He's guarding Chris Paul full court. Like really thought he could shut down Chris Paul. I don't know. I liked him, and that was somebody I thought that was a wasted pick a year ago.
I know Oubre because he came to my camps a couple years ago when he was in high school.
Yeah,
and when he was in college, and his confidence level was high.
Yeah, which is a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, his confidence was high, but he played hard. And that's something. Some of these young cats that come into the league, they like got super confidence, uber confidence.
Yeah, and
they just go through the motions, whereas they just too cool. You know what I'm saying? But he had some dog in him where he might foul you hard. That's how I know, actually, if a guy's, young guys, they really want it, they'll foul you hard and play physical with you.
Foul you hard.
Yeah, I was playing with him and he would like foul me hard. And I'm like, I like that. I like that you care, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these cats don't care about the game.
Who else was at your camp that turned out to be lottery picks? I mean, Kelly Oubre is a pretty good guy to have at your camp.
You got to bring Chuck over here. Chuck, who was in the camp? I think about 80% of them are in the league right now.
Chuck's still reeling that the Raiders are going to move to Vegas. He can't talk yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's still in mourning.
Yeah, I called him right afterwards, and
Chuck's losing his team.
I told him he could jump on the Redskin wagon. He said he might.
Yeah, I'm in.
Nah, you'll be with the Raiders.
Who's in the camp, Chuck? That was pretty good. Harrison Barnes, Austin Rivers.
Harrison Barnes was in your camp?
Chandler Parsons.
Oh, wow. You should have given Chandler the speech about the ladies.
Chandler's
he's a legend. Chandler Parsons is the NBA legend now.
Justin
His
Anderson.
Instagram.
Yeah. We had some players. I think Harrison Barnes was probably the best time we had.
Jabari Parker.
Jabari Parker, Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis?
Yeah, and I looked at Anthony Davis and I was like, Chuck was like, go over there, and Chuck would say to all the good players that they wanted me to kind of interact with, he would go. Anthony Davis was one of those guys I was like, Chuck, you serious? Look at this kid. Like, he didn't know how to, because at that time he was just tall and he didn't know what to do with it. And
right.
He was lanky and athletic, and I was like, I want him to be a 3. Because it was a wing player camp. And he was like, just go over there, man. And I watched him, and I seen the skill, but I didn't see this, to be honest. I might not be a good judge of talent.
The first podcast we did, you said your favorite young guy was Devin Booker, and he just put up 70. That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. I didn't watch the game. We had a game that night, but
I bid on him, right?
I watched it.
Yeah. We called Devin Booker.
Because it was my team.
We wanted Devin Booker in OKC. I wanted him. I was like, man.
With your the lottery pick?
Yeah, but
they took him right before.
Yeah. But we have some players, man, and so most of those guys in the league now. It's kind of weird to play against them.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break first to talk about Sonos. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do, other than think about coffee and the sound of coffee brewing and the sound of me drinking coffee, is I turn on music. It completely changes the atmosphere of my home, and it immediately puts me in a better mood. But even with my speakers on full volume, I could never hear whatever was playing throughout my house as I walked down to get that coffee until I got Sonos. Sonos is a wireless home sound system that fills your home with pulse-pounding sound. All you have to do is position your speaker where you want it, plug it in, tap the app, and you can stream anything you want to hear via Wi-Fi, just like that. No wires, no tricky program, no kidding. And with the Sonos app, you can control everything from anywhere in the house. Play a different song in each room. Do whatever you want. Play your favorite streaming services, your entire collection of downloads. Knock yourself out. Sonos lets you play it all. Enjoy the sounds that you love, the songs you love, the musicians you love, anywhere in your house. It's actually amazing. I highly recommend Sonos. I actually enjoy life in my house a lot more, especially because it drowns out the sounds of my kids. Go to Sonos.com to learn more. Trust me on this one. Again, Sonos.com. And speaking of things that I love, did you know baseball season's starting? I really hope you do, because it starts this weekend. Here's a question. Do you like watching Major League Baseball? Of course you do. I catch every Red Sox game that I possibly can. But guess what? This year it's going to be even more fun, because T-Mobile is giving away a free year of MLB.TV Premium. That's an almost $113 value, absolutely free and only for T-Mobile customers. Here's the best part. With T-Mobile One, unlimited data means unlimited baseball. That's right. Unlimited data. Keep up with every pitch, every big moment, every walk-off home run, all without blowing up your phone. Sounds good? Well, here's how you get it. First, get T-Mobile. Second, download the T-Mobile Tuesdays app from the App Store. And third, very important, April 4th, get your free year of MLB.TV Premium in the T-Mobile Tuesdays app. That's it. Remember, April 4th, free year of MLB.TV Premium through the T-Mobile Tuesdays app, or go to T-Mobile.com/MLB. And very quickly, top 3% of data users may notice reduced speeds. Activate HD feature. Otherwise, video typically streams at 480p. Web-enabled mobile device and qualifying service required. MLB trademarks used with permission. Blackouts and other restrictions apply. See terms of use for details. And now back to Kevin Durant. You would play with Lonzo. We can say that without tampering. You would have fun playing with Lonzo.
Yeah, I like Lonzo.
You get the ball if you ran the floor with Lonzo.
Yeah. I mean, he's a pass-first point guard.
This is a great draft. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah,
this is going to be a loaded rookie class.
I'm
All these
excited
guys are
because they
coming
said a
for
lot
you.
of these classes were loaded, but once you get up here, man, it's different. It's different. It's really different. And a lot of guys I thought that were going to be superstars. I feel as though you're a superstar in the league if you lead your if you're like in contention, like to be a playoff team or
Right.
even a championship caliber team that can actually challenge one of these teams. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, I think you have to be, if you had just 11 average teammates, you have to be good for 45 wins if you're a superstar. That to me is the definition of a
I wouldn't
superstar.
say, yeah.
I need you to go 45 and 37.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because that means you're worth about 20 wins. Like, let's say you have a 25 win team.
Yeah, you got to be.
There's 20
in the
out of the
playoffs.
82 games where it's like you just made the difference.
We just took over.
What's interesting is, and you know this because you played with some of these guys, Westbrook's MVP candidacies, part of it is some people are saying like, oh, he's carrying those guys. Like his supporting cast is good. Oladipo's good.
Yeah.
Adams is good.
I mean, then
Kanter's good.
They just paid two guys $180 million.
Right.
So I mean, they obviously are pretty good, and they got one of the best defenders in the league. And this Kanter is probably a sixth man of the year. Can be the sixth man of the year.
Iggy's back in it now. You gave Iggy life. He disappeared.
He's balling.
Iggy took your job, and he's
Took
win
my
sixth
job,
man of the year.
Yeah, he's balling. He's fucking balling. So yeah, they got a good team. You know what I'm saying? They got good pieces around them.
What can we talk about the team that you've been the most impressed by this season
In the league,
without tipping your hand too much on offending? Every time a player or a coach gets asked this, then they don't want to offend. Oh, he said San Antonio, Houston's mad.
Yeah,
But has there been a team where you're like, oh man, that team's got it going. I'm impressed.
Miami?
Miami.
Yeah, they're impressive. They're really impressive. They were 11-30, and what's their record now?
They're going to be like a 7 seed
Yeah,
potentially.
they're balling. And I mean, they
Plus,
got a
we
bunch
had
of
the
guys.
greatest-
Dion called it, man.
Dion Carter. We told him. We
We talked about this last night.
We talked a little Waiters Island, but not too much.
From Waiters Island, he told us that they were going to run. And I was like, get out of here, and they did. They were like 30-5 over a span of a couple months. So they playing well.
I think the biggest difference with the league, other than how much talent there is like just night to night. You have these teams in the middle like Milwaukee and Miami and Portland and Denver, and these teams are good. You know, like that. Like Milwaukee went into Boston last night, and they legitimately beat them. The Celtics wanted to win. They were trying to get the 1 seed. It's not like they were caught by surprise. They knew Milwaukee's good. I don't remember the middle class being this strong. It's been a while. It'd have to be since like the 93 range.
I remember 2014. We had 8 teams that won 50 games.
But that was on the West, though. Remember,
I'm just
the
saying.
East was.
I'm just saying
That was
though.
lopsided that year.
It was, but I'm just saying that was a good year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you ain't win 50 games using the lottery. I remember Phoenix that year.
Yeah, they got bounced.
They had the best record of any non-playoff team in NBA history.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a great year for league wide. You know what I'm saying? Because we talk about parity a lot in
Right.
our league, whereas teams are getting younger. You're taking a lot of teams are tanking. A lot of you're switching coaches every year. There's no continuity in our league now. So league wide, the talent, the teams are down because everybody's young. A lot of guys don't know how to play the game. So much movement, not continuity. So to see teams like Milwaukee's and Utah's, OKC's,
OKC's another one.
Yeah, they're playing well.
I would want to play them in round one.
Nobody
I would want to play Portland in round one.
Portland, Denver.
I would not want to play Miami in round one.
Miami.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if we're going to see like a 1-8 or a 2-7 upset, but I do think we'll see more 7-game series than usual. Would you rather have a Sweet 16 or do you like the two conferences?
I like the conferences. It's
So
traditional, man. This is how it's always been. Yeah. It's how it's always been. We talk so much about, we get so mad. I see so many people mad about the games, not how it was in the 90s. And I kind of laugh at that.
That was one of the things I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah.
Did Shaq versus JaVale happen before the last podcast we did?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, because we talked about how the old athletes getting pissed off.
They get pissed off at they get pissed off at how the game's played now because it's new, it's different, man. It's changed, it's evolved.
So what Scottie Pippen said today?
What he said?
What?
Russell's having the best year in the history of the NBA.
Scottie Pippen said that?
Yep.
That's because he said he wanted to get triple double.
Well, but Scotty's got some. No, Scotty's got some Michael Jordan.
Phil.
He's got some Michael Jordan, Phil bad blood. There's something going on with that.
Well, that's another story.
So since we had that conversation, Shaq was super mean to JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
Which I just don't understand.
It was weird because
that was like legitimately weird.
Yeah, because we when JaVale does something. Anybody on our team does something dumb, like Clay travels a lot. We all do stupid stuff. We first thing we say, that's going on Shaqtin' a Fool. And we all okay with it.
Yeah.
But if JaVale ain't do it, JaVale didn't make a play that night. Like he didn't do anything that should put him on Shaqtin' a Fool. And he made a 2-minute clip about all his bad plays since he was in Washington. And I was like, that was uncalled for. Like, that's just flat out trying to bully him.
Right.
And JaVale was like, that's weird. Like, where's that coming from? Like, do you got something against me? Like, for no reason, he put him on. He made a whole 2-minute segment on JaVale McGee. Absolute no. And then we all like, we understand when he do something dumb, he should be on there. Yeah. Just like the rest of us, just like any player. If you do something, that's what it's for. But if you don't do anything, like why? And so JaVale felt the way, you know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to shake that image, like, because he's playing well this year, and he wants everybody to see that.
And he kind of saved his career too.
Yeah, he's
almost out of the league.
Yeah, and I can appreciate that story. I don't know about Shaq or anybody else, but as a good teammate, I tried to be. I came to his defense, and Shaq took it a whole nother way with it. And it was funny to me because it made me realize something that a lot of these old players really think about. You know what I'm saying? I think.
Did Shaq say something about you? I don't remember.
Well, he did. He did. He said that I can't talk to him because I haven't won a championship, and which was kind of weird as well.
Somehow I missed that.
Like Barkley talks to you every night.
He said that, bro.
I thought he just told you to mind your own business.
No, then he came out and said something about him not winning a championship, and I was like, okay. And it was like, I can see right through that, like Shaq's whole thing, and he feels validated in life, not just basketball, in life, because he's won a championship.
Yeah.
Which is, and he said a lot of players in my era, in this league now, are soft and sensitive, and we can't take criticism. And because I checked the posts of the older players, man, because I respect these players, and I want to follow their lead. They laid the blueprint out, and I want to follow that. You know what I'm saying? So I checked the posts. I like to check the temperature on all of that stuff. So it came across my desk, and it kind of threw me for a loop because I'm like, first of all, Shaq didn't criticize me, so you can't say I get sensitive about criticism when you didn't criticize me, for one. Yeah. Which I thought was weird because you're just talking at this point. And secondly, to say I can't say anything to him about my teammate who you tried to bully for no reason, I can't come to his defense because I haven't won championships, which shows me that your whole life is centered around. You feel like you are someone in this world because you won a championship. For me, it ain't even about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I got something to say, I'm gonna say it. And if I feel like you trying to come at my teammate, I'm gonna try to protect him as best as I can. That's what leaders are supposed to do.
Shaq should have said, "I averaged 35 and 15 in the finals." I would have been more impressed by that.
But it wasn't even. It had nothing to do with basketball.
I know,
you know what I'm saying?
Brag,
Like,
you should brag about that. Lots of people win a championship.
Yeah, you bragging about what you did on the court when it was not. It wasn't even about that. You know what I'm saying? I went off and said some things that I said Shaq wasn't skilled. I said he didn't. He couldn't make free throws or whatever. I was just going off.
I enjoyed that. I remember that. You made the free throw.
Yeah, because I'm like, man, you got flaws too, and you just trying to pick on JaVale because obviously JaVale will never be Shaq.
Right.
But he's trying out here just like everybody else. So, I just try to have his back on that. And
I really like Barkley, and I get along with him great. The one thing I don't understand with him is when he does in my day stuff, because
it's a new day,
basketball's
man.
evolved, man.
Yeah, get over that shit, man. It's a new day. We shoot threes now.
Yeah.
We shoot threes. Okay. The game is good. We can play with y'all. Like, it's faster now. Shaq, you did your thing. We love what you did. You don't hear nobody coming out and saying, back then, man, nobody don't play like that. That way they play, they couldn't play with us. You don't hear no players coming out and saying that right now because we respect the generation before us.
That is true. That would be a good way to fire back.
We don't talk bad about
you guys couldn't play with us.
Yeah, we can easily defend our generation, but we don't do that because we respect the legends that came before us. And so obviously we're not going to do everything the way y'all did it. You know what I'm saying? It's a different game. But we still love the game just as much as y'all do. We care for it. I understand we making more money than y'all did. We wouldn't make this much money if it wasn't for y'all.
I'm reading his comments now. It sounds insane.
It's stupid.
I mean, Barkley's generation shouldn't be mad about the money. It should be the Oscar Robertson generation.
Yes.
That should be the ones that should
Were
be
they
just
mad?
pissed off all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, man. Like,
Oscar's making like $75,000 a year, putting up triple doubles.
we only demand what the market tells us we should get. If they say we should make $100,000 a year, we're gonna be fighting for who can get the $100,000. Like, that's just how it is. They giving us $30 million a year. What you want us to say? No, we don't want it.
You don't think Brent Musburger's mad at Bill?
Brent Musburger.
All the money he made.
Come on.
Exactly, man. So like, and we want to feel like it's not enough of these players that reach out and just like want to mentor. You know what I'm saying? It's like not the superstar players. Like, they don't want to mentor because they still got this little competitive. This fake competitive.
I'm trying to look at it from their side though, because like,
I don't understand it.
well, like Magic is somebody that I think I worked with Magic for a year. And it was
Magic
great.
makes a lot of money. What are you gonna be mad about?
No, I don't think
So he not looking back like, man, I'm mad at these guys. These dudes, it all stems from money, bro.
That's my thing.
It all comes from
Magic really treasures when the guys come to him. He
Yeah.
loves it. He loves when they ask him for advice.
Yeah, when you make that much money and you live in a great career.
But Shaq made like $400 million.
But Shaq just go on TV and try to clown people. I'm talking about like the Barkleys and the who else? Who else out there that we talk that T-Mac.
Oh, team, yeah.
Just like, why you so mad? Like, T-Mac, I loved you. Like, you were the reason why I played basketball and like you just taking Reggie Miller. Like, y'all just take shots at us for no reason. I understand it is a reason. They might feel away, but like, you get more respect from us, I feel, is that if you try to, we want to learn from y'all. We want to take some of the stuff that y'all did and try to help. We want that knowledge, you know what I'm saying? I would love to just sit down, have a glass of wine and just talk basketball with T-Mac or Reggie Miller. Me, I don't know about the other players and my peers, but hell yeah, I would love to just sit down and talk basketball with y'all, talk schemes, talk, tell me some stories about how, you know what I mean? I love that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why is it a feud between the older generation and the younger generation? Like, it don't make no sense. Sometimes when I get upset about like these college kids, like, I wouldn't do that. Like, I got to realize it's a new day.
Yeah.
Things are changing. People are changing.
You would announce that you're going to the draft like 5 minutes after your
I
team lost.
I wouldn't have did that, but I don't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? I would stuff that I wouldn't have did. They doing now.
We're talking about Lonzo, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't love that he did that. I would have mourned the loss for like an hour.
I'm sure he thought about it, but now he like looking at the big picture, and that's what these kids do nowadays. They look at the big picture, and so you can't get mad at them.
What's
for
the
that.
best criticism you've heard of yourself from one of the guys on TV?
I don't even know what the best is. I just know you could just feel the energy. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even want to look at you no more. They just like before they would embrace you. You know what I'm
You
saying?
mean at the games and stuff?
All-Star weekend games, like
You know what's the best story? I'm not gonna name names. When
Do we have to get Rich's mic?
just tell them the story about when you was talking
Get
about how the
Rich's
player
mic, though.
came up to you, and you was like, "Yo, he kept it so real."
Oh,
with
yeah,
you,
yeah,
man."
yeah,
We
yeah.
was like, "Yo,
You wanna
he
say his
killing
name?
you on TV."
let me say his name.
I mean, it's up to you guys, but
I don't. What do I care?
I don't care.
I mean, I wanted out of
Just say
respect to
it.
him, but he did kind of do some
Can
shady
we hear the
shit to
story?
me. So we played in Vancouver, first game in the Warrior uniform, and I see James Worthy walking out, I seen him walking as I was leaving the game, and James Worthy, I'm like, man, that's a legend here.
Big
You know
game
what I'm saying?
James.
Big game James. He a legend. I didn't get to see him play, but I just know all about him. So as I was walking, I'm gonna give you a whole backstory. I'm like a little skeptical at this point to even talk to anybody that from the generation before, because I don't even know how they feel about me as a person, as a player. Because these dudes, they look at me as like, oh, you switching teams, you chasing this, you chasing that. So I'm like, oh, I just want to keep it moving. But he was like, man, don't worry about that stuff. People change jobs every single year, every single day. Don't worry about that. Just go out there and keep working and go win.
That was nice.
So I'm like, man, that's nice. So I called I came back home that night, and my boy Randy, I was like, man, James Worthy was cool, man. He showed me so much love, man. I appreciate that. He was like, huh? He was talking so bad about you on TV. Like, he was saying Magic wouldn't have did that, or I wouldn't have did that. I was like, yo, stop selling out. Stop selling people. Stop selling your brothers out, man. This is a fraternity. Stop selling us out for these for NBA TV and Turner Sport and ESPN. Stop doing that, man. Then come in my face talking that nonsense. Like, I really fooled with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when I was like, first time I got booed every time I touched the ball. First time when they called my name and starting lineups, the whole arena booed me. So I'm like, damn, this is new. Then I see James Worthy, a legend. I'm like, damn, that's cool, man. I appreciate that. Then I get that, man, he was talking so bad about you. Magic wouldn't have did this. Jordan wouldn't have did that. I don't know why. I'm like, man, you're so corny. If you want to keep it one way, just keep it one way, man. Don't come to me with that BS.
What about do you ever hear the first take stuff and on that whole culture? Is that stuff like
Of
popping your
course,
Twitter
man.
replies?
Yeah, people come to me all the time. You hear what such and such said about you? You can't dodge that stuff nowadays. That's why I'm like, if I hear it, it's not because I'm sensitive, and if I talk about it, that don't mean I'm sensitive. It's just that I hear it, and I take it on the chin and I roll with it. That's a part of the game.
Do you think that stuff bothers them? What's the reaction like around the league?
I don't think it bothers them to the fact that it affects their work. It's just the fact. It's just like, who are you to talk when you have no clue how it is?
Yeah.
You talk about don't say nothing until you win the championship. You don't even know what it feels like to get your name called or to put a jersey on. And that's what kind of gets us. Me, for a fact, it's like, you don't even know. So how can you talk about a championship or what I should say or how I should approach anything when you have no clue what it takes to even get to my level? But I don't think it affects anybody's work. Not at all. If anything, it's just more fuel to
I
the
feel
fire.
like it's becoming pro wrestling. Like today I was watching. I actually like Max, and I know him. He's a good guy. And Stephen A. I've always gotten along with. Max and Stephen A. are on together, and Stephen A. sometimes he'll say stuff for effect, to say the
Obviously,
least.
yeah, you got to stay
But today
on.
they're like, I think there should be co-MVPs. The NBA should give out co-MVPs. I'm like,
That's not
co-MVPs?
original.
What is this, like youth soccer?
But it's not even-
You give everyone a trophy?
But that's not
Pick
even
a winner.
that's not even original. Kobe said that, so you're gonna say it because Kobe, like, you don't even have a pulse because you're not in these locker rooms. You're not even at these games. You're just sitting behind your desk. If Kobe wouldn't have said that, I guarantee nobody would have even took that and ran with it.
Let's just give out co-champions. Let's not have the finals. let's not
Somebody
compete
got to
for
win,
anything.
and somebody got to come in second
God.
place. That's just how it is.
Who would you vote for?
I'm not even gonna get into that. 'cause
Yeah, I had to ask.
A lot of people sensitive about that, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna just let it ride. Whoever wins is congratulations, welcome to the club.
I am not deciding. I have a vote, and you don't have to hand it in, I think, till the last day. I'm waiting until the last day. It's a great season.
Yeah, it is.
I want to see the last 8 games.
But you got to look at the whole body of work, though.
I think you're going to be my second team All NBA. I'm not just saying that because we've done 2 podcasts. I actually did the research.
I don't really. I don't. Even,
I know you don't care. I'm just telling you.
I
I'm
mean,
telling you the mindset of somebody who votes.
I mean, look. I was second team. I was second team All NBA last year, and I was pissed about it. So it's not like I'm excited to be second team. I feel like I'm the top 5 best player in the league.
So you played 59 games.
So what?
So I look back at the history of the All NBA, and it seems like you have to get over 55 to be considered. And I was surprised by how many dudes are in like the 58 to 63 range who made first or second team. So I felt better about that.
That would be cool, but I'd rather be first team.
Well, I mean, it's because of the injury.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I'm not.
Do you pay attention to that stuff though?
What?
Like, do you ever look at like Basketball Reference and go see like, oh, this guy did 8 All NBAs?
Hell yeah! Only person I really looked at growing up was like I wanted to beat Steve Francis in every category.
Steve Francis.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We come from the same area, and he was the guy around my area. So if I think he had 6 All-Star games.
Yeah.
Once I hit 7, I was like, I got you. Once I got All NBA every year since my 3rd year in the league, I got him. Since I won an MVP. Individually, I got him. So that was my goal, to beat Steve Francis. As weird as that sounds, but it's something I had in mind since I was young.
I really like the All NBA because, like, when I was doing my basketball book and I'm trying to figure out years and eras and compare people against each other, all that stuff, the All NBA was really useful. It's like a nice little snapshot of every year there's going to be between 7 to 17 guys that were really like the guys for that season, and it's really useful to be like, Karl Malone was.
Who votes on that?
Right now it's the media.
I thought the coaches did that this whole time.
The coaches don't do that now.
I thought the coaches did that up until last year.
Vote for.
Last year,
They do All-Star.
Once it came out, I was like, they said the media
do
vote
All-Star
that.
reserves, right?
Yeah. The best thing that happened for the voting was they put the votes online because people were just using it to settle agendas. And, they're doing the MVP and not putting somebody in the top 5 who should have been in the top 2. Yeah. And like 4 years ago, they just started putting everyone's votes.
So
and
you can see.
And if somebody starts messing with.
Or you can see who each media member.
That's good.
Accountability. It's
definitely
good. We needed it.
That's good for y'all.
We got to bring Rich in.
No, it's fine. I like this. I'm just.
You know
every MVP vote, you can see every media member.
Everything.
That's pretty cool. Oh yeah.
That's why I don't understand. It's like game 60, and people are like, "Who's the MVP?
You gotta wait.
Who's winning?" It's like there's all these seats are in play. Like Kawhi's the MVP. Well, was he going to be the 1 seed or the 2 seed?
Every week, every week is something new.
Well, Steph is like, Steph, what's wrong with Steph? Oh, Steph's not the same. Oh, Steph's doing great. It's like, yeah, because it's a season. You go up and down. Yeah, you have hot streaks. You're going to have a great month. What was the best month you ever had?
Probably February of 2014.
Yeah.
Oh, I vaguely remember this. You were like 35 a game?
35. And I was shooting over 50%. I was like 7 rebounds, 6 assists.
I remember this because
game winner.
It was 2014, right?
I was just in the zone.
MVP year.
Yeah. I was on TV that year. I remember we had some crazy graphic.
Remember that game in Toronto?
Yep. I was March. I was at like 50. I was in the zone then. But that's when Russell was injured. So it was like I had the ball more. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't in that. And it wasn't even more
Durant
fun.
said best month came when Russell was injured. Nah, there's a headline. Put tape. Write that down.
That's clickbait.
Edit it.
Yeah, edit that. Just the whole conversations about that.
No, come on. You know I'm kidding.
No, I'm just joking. But when you get the ball more, like I was saying, I had the ball more. I mean, I had to handle the ball.
You know what usage rate is, right?
Yeah.
So I wrote about Westbrook 4 weeks ago, and I was talking about, he has the highest usage rate of anyone ever.
Yeah.
But he also had like one of the 3 highest assist rates ever, which is, it's the assist percentage, the number of assists your team has, what your percentage is of that. So normally that's like Chris Paul, Steve Nash, guys like that. Yeah. So he's up there with those guys, but then his usage rate was like with Wilt, Michael Jordan, all these guys. So he had both.
Yeah.
And the question for me is like, if somebody has the ball that much, what's your ceiling as a team? Because basketball,
It's more,
Guys need, you can't just stand in the corner for 10 minutes and then be like, all right, your turn to shoot, make a shot.
It's a rhythm game for
Yeah.
sure. It's a rhythm game, and but when you got somebody that good, why not give them the ball the whole time?
Well, that's the thing. It's probably the best way for that team to get to
the best
48
way.
wins.
Iverson's usage rates.
Iverson was like about, he had a couple of the high ones. He was like 35, 36%.
What's the highest?
You had a high, last year you and Westbrook together both had high as like teammates. Westbrook's the highest. Westbrook was like 42% this year.
Oh,
But like,
wow.
there's a couple of Jordan seasons when he was in the mid 30s. It's an interesting stat.
Yeah, man.
It's
Get
a little
ball.
flawed.
Get a ball to your best players, man. That's the name of the game. Give it to your best players. Let them work their magic, especially in the league. Give it to them.
Well, it seems like more than ever, that's what every team is doing now. I mean, Isaiah Thomas, Boston Isaiah, not Detroit Isaiah, his usage rate is like, it would be like one of the top 20 all time. Really? And it's not even like in the top 3 or 4 in the league, because when he has the ball, he's doing something. He's just slash and kick. He's shooting. The offense runs to him.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I feel you. I feel you on that. I mean, I think once the postseason come, I think you move it around a little bit more because you're a little bit more to focus in the game plan. I think that's when you can be a little bit unpredictable when a team is focused on just you and you starting to move it more, and guys are creating for you as well. I think that makes you unpredictable in the playoffs, so it may work.
it's not going to matter for you. You're going to be in the corner. You're playing like 12 minutes a game.
Yeah.
Iggy took your job.
Yeah, I know.
We got to you got to like get Iggy in the parking lot or something. Just trip him.
Man.
Try to get your job back.
That's the dilemma I got going into this. How can I get my
practice your
job
cheers? Do you wave the towel?
back? Yes, waving the towel, Patty Mills style.
Bazemore.
Bazemore, yeah. Study some more Bazemore tapes.
Yeah, man. Sit in the corner. If I'm open, shoot it.
You know who's unbelievable? My favorite bench guy this year is Allen Anderson on the Clippers. He's got a handshake for everybody. After every timeout, he comes back for more handshakes.
Great teammate.
He's constantly loving, love, handshakes, love.
That's
and
the
that
ki-
team needs it.
that's
too.
the kind of-
Nice handshakes now.
Who does?
Yeah, it was
He used to
straight.
be in that handshake.
Yeah, I was dapping up. It's straight to the point now. It's efficient.
You had one with every player in the Thunder.
No, that was
That's because he was living in Oklahoma City.
that was
needed
like
stuff
2
to do.
years ago. Two and 3 years ago, we had handshakes for everybody. Now it was just like, let's just dap up and get up out of here, man. Let's go play.
I'm glad the chest bump era is over because I really thought somebody was going to get hurt eventually with one of those. We've calmed down on chest bumps
People
for the
still
most
raise
part.
the roof though.
We starting to raise the
I
roof a
call
lot.
you raising the roof. Yeah, you raised.
Yeah, we raised the roof a lot. Yeah, and paying homage to Ray Allen, Jesus Shuttlesworth, and Travis.
Last thing we got to talk
Best.
about. We got to talk about the North Carolina thing because Tate's been talking about it ever since we talked about it the last time, but we didn't talk about it on the podcast.
What about it?
Because North Carolina's in the Final Four. It seems relevant.
Okay.
You almost went to North Carolina.
You got a Demon Deacon shirt on though.
Yeah, I'm from North Carolina. For the whole state, the Big Four.
He's UNC. Believe me, he's literally almost crying when they blew the game a week ago. Like he wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, he's
I went
UNC.
to Carolina.
He went to Carolina. He's
Carolina
crazy.
basketball in general.
He
All right.
You're wearing a Wake Forest.
You got a Wake Forest shirt on. You're a
I
traitor.
love this.
You're a traitor,
It's
bro.
traitor.
You're a traitor.
Look, Wake
Backstabber.
on the opposite sides of the rivalry.
But you don't like Duke.
No, they all hate Duke. It's a.
Do you like NC State?
Wake Forest is our private school that we're cool with. You know what I'm saying? Duke and NC State are like this.
This is the
best. Wake Forest, Carolina like this. Or
No, you were supposed to like one team.
Yeah,
No,
get out of here.
No, I'm saying I'm not.
No, he's all UNC. I got to back Tate. He loves UNC.
So what about you?
Jason, it's adjacent.
All right, I get you.
He thinks Dean Smith was the most important American we've ever had.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Really?
went to his camp.
So, and he hates Duke.
You know him and Rick Barnes got into it when he was at Clemson.
Yeah.
They were about to fight.
like a fist fight?
Yeah.
Irvin, 1997.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
I do.
All right, so you mentioned in passing to Tate how you almost went to North Carolina, and he almost passed out, and he's been talking about it ever since. So we got to tell that story in the podcast. So you're a senior in high school.
Yeah.
What are your choices at that point?
Carolina was 1, UConn, and Texas were 2, and 2A and
Did you
2B.
like Syracuse?
I didn't visit Syracuse.
You did?
No. I was Carolina, UConn.
It's too cold.
Texas.
It's not cold as Syracuse. All right,
Connecticut
so
was cold too.
Carolina. Yeah, UConn is cold. At least UConn was good when you were thinking about going there, right? Hadn't they won in the
Syracuse was
previous
good
couple
too.
years?
Syracuse is pretty good.
So he's always good.
Yeah. But Carolina just stood out. I just wanted to go there.
So why'd you want to go to North Carolina?
I
I
went on
really
a-
want to make Tate.
I went on a
Spence
visit
right now.
there, actually. I went on an unofficial visit. They played Duke, and Marvin Williams hit the game winner. Remember that?
Yeah.
I was in the stands then at the game, and
That game too.
and I just lost it. I was like cheering and shit. I was like jumping up and down, and like I felt a part of the program. I was like, I'm coming here. I told my dad and my mom, I was like, I'm coming here. They was like, relax. I was a junior in high school. Me and Ty Lawson was we were there together, and I was like, I'm coming here. And so I waited, I visited, I went through the whole process. And Roy was amazing. The coaching staff were pretty cool. You know, I hung out with Raymond Felton and McCants and Sean May right after they won the title. So, like, hanging out with them, it was like,
Oh,
I was like, damn. Like, I feel the love as a Tar Heel, you know what I'm saying? So I went, and then I was like, man, this is where I want to be. And then I promised Russell Springman, who was recruiting me, he was a coach at Texas, assistant coach at Texas. I promised him I would come on a visit, which back then I was mad I did, but now I'm like, I'm happy I did. So I went on a visit to Texas, and as soon as I got off the plane and walked on campus, I was like, my gut was like, this is where you need to be. And I was like, damn, Carolina, I want to go there, but it's something telling me I got to go to Texas. And 10 years later, my 35 is retired and is in the rafters up there. So I guess I made the right decision.
I thought wasn't there a Brandon Wright element to this stuff?
Nah, they was waiting on me. I was the second best player I thought I was the best player, but I was ranked number 2 in the country. So
Okay.
everybody was waiting on me. And I committed early too, so.
So what could just so Tate knows for the rest of his life, what could North Carolina have done differently? Is there one thing they could have done?
No,
like
I
one
sh-
MJ phone call?
Kept him.
No, not at all.
Visit Texas.
If I wouldn't have promised Russell Springman I was coming on a visit, then I was going to Carolina. But I promised him I would come on a visit.
I feel like Rashad McCants did something.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I liked him.
they should've-
I actually liked him. I thought he was a player, like a boss. I was like, I like how he moved. I like how he moved. He was real
He definitely
cool.
was a boss.
I liked him a lot. I liked Sean May. I liked all of them. And
But one MJ call for 2 minutes and you're
I
done.
wasn't really big on that. Like MJ and
Did he call you?
nah, he probably didn't care. I wasn't really big on that.
Well, he wouldn't have wanted anybody that good to go to
He'd be
North
like,
Carolina.
you should go to Texas.
Yeah. North Carolina's
Get off my
fine.
lawn. But no, I nobody would have convinced me to go anywhere if I didn't want to go.
Not James Worthy.
Yeah,
Especially
thank God
now.
didn't go there. Yeah, James Worthy went to North Carolina.
Yeah, so Texas is where it is, man. I got the 35.
Did
in
Duke
the
try to
rafters.
recruit you?
Yeah, but at that time,
you knew with Coach K, you knew
at
not
that
to do that.
at that time, Duke wasn't playing like they're playing now. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't like get the best player of the ball. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were running the
So
system.
you didn't go to Duke because of JJ Redick. Write that down for
no,
a quick
JJ
headline.
Redick was
Durant didn't hate Duke because of JJ Redick.
JJ was a senior when I was a senior in high school, so I wouldn't have played with him.
Yeah.
So Duke wasn't that good the next few years after that. 2007, 2000. They weren't that good.
done.
Yeah.
They were done.
They just came back around. I think when Kyrie went there.
Boy, then HB committed to Carolina. Then they won that fluke championship. And then Kyrie came in 2011.
They did not win a fluke championship.
2010,
He
Gordon
hates Duke.
Hayward,
Don't listen. Don't listen.
That wasn't fluke, bro. They had a good team.
Brian Zubek started.
And they had Kyle Singler and Nolan Smith and Lance Thomas. They had a good team.
Lance Thomas, come on now.
This is.
Don't even-
You're
no.
never gonna get him to say anything nice about Duke.
You'll never get him to say anything bad about Lance Thomas.
Don't say anything about Lance Thomas. One of my
Let's-
favorite teammates ever.
I forgot you played with him.
Yes.
You like his mask?
One of my favorite people ever. Yeah.
Tate believes that when Duke has a team that's not going well, Coach K comes up with a fake injury to go get away from the team. For
He's just
couple
a
weeks. That's
hater,
how much
man.
he hates Duke. Oh, he's a Duke hater.
He's a hater.
You're a Duke hater. What are you talking about? You're the biggest Duke hater right now.
How mad were you? How mad when they win the title? 2015.
2015, yeah.
So
he
how
is-
about 2015 they win the title and then 2016 y'all lose at the buzzer? How bad you feel?
Yeah, pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to win.
Stop hating on Coach K. That's what happens when you hate on Coach.
So he was debating whether to go to the Final Four or not. So he's not going to the Final Four game. 'cause
Did you go last
He feels
year?
like if he goes, he's going to jinx it.
You should have.
But if
You,
they make the
you
finals,
didn't go
he's gonna
last
go.
year and they lost at the buzzer. You should.
His brother went, so he feels
Why you not
responsible.
going?
Yeah, I
You're
think
not
I'm
a
gonna,
fan.
I'm gonna go Monday.
He's going to go Monday if they make it. He doesn't want to swing it.
Who they play?
Oregon.
You guys might win it this year, bro. I think you guys might win it. I like South Carolina though.
Yeah, no, I want to be Carolina versus Carolina.
South Carolina has the guy who's very Marcus Smartish.
Sindarius
Thornwell. He's got some Marcus Smart.
I don't think he's Marcus Smart.
No, but just like he's just a badass. I like him.
He's a badass for sure. I like him. I think he could play in the league.
I wish I loved anything as much as he loves the Celtics.
Me?
Yeah. Here comes your food.
We ready? Oh, we should wrap up anyway. Well, how long is this?
84.
Oh, we're good.
We good?
Yeah, we're good.
What is this?
Thank you.
Fried mozzarella, caprese salad.
Yeah, the food's here anyway. So when are you coming
Thanks,
back?
Chef.
We didn't really 100% talk about that. You
Who
want to
knows?
give?
Oh no.
You don't know?
No.
You don't want to make any news?
Nope.
What's
Whenever
today's
I'm back,
date?
I'm back. It's 31st. 30th. Sorry.
So the playoffs start in 2 weeks.
16.
16?
16.
Yeah.
15, 16.
So you think you'll be back for the playoffs?
I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully I feel good.
You'll be back if it's a team you want to play.
I'll be back when my knee gets better.
If it's Portland, you're not going to be back because you don't want to play them.
I think I'm scared of Portland. That's crazy, Bill.
Dave Lillard.
You think I'm scared of
They got
anybody?
all those swingmen to throw at you.
That's crazy.
Denver. Actually, you'd be more scared of Denver, right? You have to guard Gallinari.
I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared in general. I think I might just call it quits.
Maybe you should sit out. Let Iggy handle it.
Yeah,
Come in for the finals.
right. Catch and shoot, man. Catch and shoot.
Is there any chance? I guess it would be Portland or Denver versus Golden State,
Yeah, I think that's it. Only two teams that can.
and then you would play the 4-5 in round 2.
Yep.
Which could be Utah,
Which could be-
Clippers, Oklahoma City.
I think the Clippers are gonna.
I think Clippers, Utah.
Clippers,
Being a 4
Utah.
and 5.
I don't know.
I went. So I saw
Oklahoma City's
Clippers.
a half game out, man.
Yeah, game. A whole game.
We're wrapping this up. Kevin Durant is always a pleasure.
All right,
So
fun.
next time we do this with Perkins.
Yep. Or
We'll
you
fly
might
him
have
in.
to come on our podcast with Perk.
Oh, I like it.
Okay.
I
think
like that, Bill.
That's news. We just.
What's
we
your podcast?
I don't know. We can't tell you that.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You guys say I'm already out?
No, you're in.
Yes.
You're
All
our
right.
guy. What do you mean?
Okay.
Park and Musburger.
All right, there you go. Kevin Durant, thank you. Good luck with the recovery.
Appreciate it.
All right, that's it for the podcast. If you missed the other BS podcast this week, we had Steve Nash and we had Chuck Klosterman. Thanks to SeatGeek. Thanks to T-Mobile. Don't forget, baseball, April 4th. You need T-Mobile. Baseball is starting. They're giving away a free year of MLB.TV Premium. That's an almost $113 value. Absolutely free and only for T-Mobile customers. And with the best part, with T-Mobile One, unlimited data means unlimited baseball. Go to T-Mobile, download the T-Mobile Tuesdays app from the App Store, and you get a free year of MLB.TV Premium in the T-Mobile Tuesdays app. Or go to T-Mobile.com/MLB. Blackouts and other restrictions apply. See terms of use for details. And also, thanks to Sonos for sponsoring today's show. Sonos is a wireless home sound system that fills your home with pulse-pounding sound. From streaming services to downloads, including audiobooks and podcasts, Sonos lets you play it all. And with the Sonos app, you can play a different song in every room, adjust the volume, manage other settings straight from your phone. Enjoy all the sounds you love everywhere, anywhere in your home. Just go to Sonos.com to learn more, Sonos.com. Thanks so much to Kevin Durant. Thanks for listening. Don't forget about the Masked Man Show with all the WrestleMania content this week, Ringer NFL Show, and all of our other podcasts. And we'll be back next week on the BS Podcast. Thank you.